How do you spend your free time? How much free time do you have? Are you one of those many people who have no time to stop and admire nature? Here's an interesting poem written by W.H. Davies in which he criticizes all those who have no time to stop and admire nature. According to him, your life is not worthwhile if you are always rushing about from one place to another, always worried about the things you need to do and taking care of various responsibilities. I'm Melaine from English Made Easy, and this channel is dedicated to helping you learn English in an enjoyable way. Each lesson is easy and interesting. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. Today's lesson is a very famous poem called Leisure, written by W.H. Davies. Poems help you to learn English in a fun way. You can listen to the poem, enjoy it, develop your listening skills, spelling, vocabulary, and learn some literary devices while you're at it. This particular poem will teach you about personification. That's the quality of making an inanimate object appear like a person, hence personification. The poem Leisure has 7 rhyming couplets. Couplets comes from the word couple, so two, what we mean is 2 lines, and there are 7 pairs. So 7 rhyming couplets, and rhyming because each pair rhymes. It is a very short poem and also very easy to understand. At the end of the lesson, I will give you some questions to answer. That way, you will improve your English further by developing your comprehension skills. So, first, let's begin with the poem, and you have to listen to it very carefully so that you develop your listening skills. While you listen to the poem, you will look at it on the screen in front of you and develop your vocabulary, your spelling, your pronunciation, and at the end of the poem, you will develop your comprehension skills when you answer the questions that I have for you. So, shall we begin? The poem is called Leisure by W.H. Davies. Here's a little about the poet, W.H. Davies. William Henry Davies was popularly known as W.H. Davies. Most of his work reflected life's hardships and how human conditions are reflected in nature. So I'm going through the poem, each couplet at a time, each pair of lines. So here are the first two. What is this life if, full of care, we have no time to stand and stare? No time to stand beneath the boughs and stare as long as sheep or cows. No time to see when woods we pass, where squirrels hide their nuts in grass. No time to see in broad daylight streams full of stars like skies at night. No time to turn at beauty's glance and watch her feet how they can dance. No time to wait till her mouth can enrich that smile her eyes began. A poor life this, if full of care, we have no time to stand and stare. Let's go through the whole poem once more. I'm sure you agree with me, it was a very simple poem and very easy to understand. Leisure by W.H. Davies. What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. So, what is this life if full of care? Full of care meaning full of worries. We have no time to stand and stare. We're so worried about so many things that we have to do in our lives that we have no time to stand and stare. No time to stand beneath the boughs, the branches of trees. and stare as long as sheep or cows. Sheep and cows, cattle stand and stare for hours without being bothered about things they need to do. So, why can't we be more like them? No time to see when woods we pass, forests where squirrels hide their nuts in grass. That's what squirrels do, right? They collect food, they collect nuts, and they hide it away for the winter. So we don't have time to look at them, to see them doing that, which is such an interesting thing. No time to see in broad daylight streams full of stars like skies at night. Do we have time to stop by a stream and look at it full of stars like a sky at night? Why full of stars? Because it's broad daylight and the sun is shining on the water, on the ripples, and reflecting into our eyes, sparkling there in broad daylight. It looks just like a sky at night full of stars. No time to turn at beauty's glance and watch her feet how they can dance. Now, here comes the personification. If you see beauty, there's a capital B there because beauty has been personified. So, the poet W.H. Davies wants beauty to be a person, a woman actually, because he uses the word her. No time to turn at beauty's glance. Do we have time to turn and look at beauty, who is a beautiful woman, and watch her feet how they can dance? That beautiful woman dances so beautifully, but we don't have time to stand and look at her, watch her, and admire her. No time to wait till her mouth can enrich that smile her eyes began. Do we have time to not only watch her dance, but also wait till her smile broadens, till you see that smile in her eyes spreading to her mouth, and watch her lips spread in that beautiful smile? And now, who is the poet talking about in these two couplets? He's talking about the beauty of nature, but he wants the beauty of nature to be like a person to us so that we understand that nature is beautiful and needs to be admired, just like you would admire a beautiful person. So, why not admire nature? And in the last two lines, he says, he emphasizes what he says in the beginning by saying, "A poor life this, if full of care, we have no time to stand and stare." This is such a miserable life, a poor life, if it is full of care, full of worries, and hence we have no time to stand and stare. Stand and stare at what? Not at nothingness, but at so many beautiful things in nature which we need to admire. And now I have a few questions for you to answer. Let's see if you can. Which animals are known to stare a lot? Do you remember that? There are two animals mentioned in the poem. And which animals hide their nuts in grass? I'm sure that's an easy one. And full of care means full of joy or full of worry? What's the right answer? Now let's see if you got them right. Which animals are known to stare a lot? Sheep and cows stare a lot. Which animals hide their nuts in grass? Squirrels hide their nuts in grass. And I hope you noticed the spelling of the word squirrels because many people tend to get that wrong. It is Squirrels, two R's. And full of care means, what does it mean? Full of worry, full of tension, stress, anxiety. And with that, I've come to the end of today's lesson. I do hope you enjoyed it, you enjoyed the poem, and you will remember all the things you learned from it. Until we meet again, cheerio.